On Christmas Day, we got some new teasers for the monster update, and oh boy are these interesting. I will be analyzing 3 screenshots, and the main part of this showcase, a whole 2-minute and 22-second long video. I wanted to get this out of the way before we get to analyzing the videos. Well, not teasers. But I have to make note of the amazing job both the artists and writers have done, as shown with these teasers. They did a phenomenal job, and I'm excited for the finished product. Down in my heart. Okay, but let's start talking about these beautiful teasers. Starting with the first of the 3 images, is a mix of different area styles that can be distracting, but the intent of the area is to act as a hub for Garbage Island. I'm mostly going to be assuming where each possible exit/entrance leads to on Garbage Island, mostly by comparing the parallaxes and some minor guesswork based on other teaser images of MU. I'm going to first number each possible entrance, and then go through on where I think these are. Some are more obvious than others, but I'll still cover each possible entrance. For the first one, it's pretty easy to tell that it's the area around Joel's shed. Well, it could possibly be Roland's shack or the crow's nest as well, but it's definitely the same sort of tile theme. The second one reminds me of the beach area shown in the big MU sprite sheet. The third and fourth one I have trouble placing, but as far as I can tell, they are both extensions of a cave system. For the fifth one, originally I was thinking it could be where the crow eggs are, but it could also relate to the trash house image. Not sure on that one. 6, I'm going to say it's the mass graves, and for 7, I'm not sure if it's an entrance or not, but I don't have an analog to where the place might be either way. 8 is the most obvious, being the main part of Garbage Island. Most likely this one's near the traders. And finally 9, which is likely the area belonging to the cellophane cultists and the black swan. Overall, some of these are more obvious than others, but for the ones I'm not sure of, I can't wait to check them out in the final game, see what's there. Let's get to our next screenshot. Originally, I was going to talk about what this place was and where it is, but I managed to find a screenshot of one of the devs blatantly confirming that it is a remake of the tunnel between Endless Waste and downtown Olathe. You can even see a form that looks like Twisty, and both versions do contain a backdrop of a city. Though for this version it looks directly like a city and not 3 abstract mountains. Another noticeable difference is with the neon blue outlines. This is quite interesting because there is a posted sprite sheet that features the same neon blue outlines covering what looks to be Alex's dreams and past, which does add to this in-between tunnels dreamlike and mystic nature. Out of the screenshots shown, this one is the most direct remake, with it being a direct location that we know exactly what its purpose is and how it acts. This location does seem to have some differences, though this is mainly visually and stylistic changes that match up with the other mystic dreamlike sprites. This is the final screenshot of the 3, and it's very self-explanatory. But there are still some questions that this image brings up. One is, where are we? This is definitely one of the newly added side areas in Pointless, though there is still a general place we can put this cliff location, most likely being near the Endless Waste. I'm personally leaning towards it being after House Dusk, with Alex and Joel trying to find somewhere outside of the desert, which they do once they reach the cave 2 downtown. The second question is, where are we going? This is more vague of a question, but by looking at Alex and Joel's eyes, we can see that they're looking down, so it can be assumed that they are going down. To where, I'm not sure. It's overall a mystery, but I feel like if it's an optional area, then it could likely lead to some sort of secret and or a special interaction between both characters. Between the three, I found this one just good. Nothing special, but it's definitely interesting in both possibilities of what could be happening and the design of the area the screenshot shows. I would definitely expect that it's teasing something interesting, for sure. A part of me kind of wants to play as Alex and Joel while they climb down, though I'd have to wait and see if they do this. Now it's time we move on to the main course of the shown teasers, and being my favorite of the batch, the video, named Game Tutorial, which as a title is very fitting, both being a play on the term game tutorial and teaches us key elements of how the game works. The video is the most interesting and important of the teasers because we get to see a demonstration of how Alex interacts with other characters, with added and detailed expressions and improved character writing. We see Alex entering into what seems to be a sports shop of sorts called Mod Sport. Most definitely selling sports gear and clothing, which is likely mainly by King brand. Like the golden tracksuits Gold Diamond's gang wears. The bulk of the video is about Alex interacting with these two characters, who are members of John Johnson's gang. It's mainly comedic in nature. It's just a conversation with the two pitching the game to Alex. Also, quick note, the two gamesters are named Goldie and Biff Longfellow. Amazing names, I love it. First thing I do want to make note of, well, second, what could be the outcomes from the conversation choices Alex can pick. There are 3 given choices. People are dying. This is the one Alex picks. We playing hockey. This choice seems a little more silly. The outcome is likely Goldie telling him it isn't like hockey. No games. Walk away. This is the most obvious choice, with Alex definitely doing simply that, walking away. Though there could be a fine conversation if Alex comes back. After the misadventure with the boombox, Biff decides to just summarize the rules of the game, while pulling out a King brand jacket to potentially offer to Alex. Alright, it's dirt simple. Pick a team, spray tags, score points, win. But most of all, have fun. I wanted to point this out mostly because it's a simple way to explain what the game is, nothing much to make note of. Now, before I elaborate on speculation and talking about the characters seen, I'd like to say this. This teaser is just a well-made scene, which displays the vastly new and expressive sprites and improved character writing that makes the two characters of Biff and Goldie immediately likable by just a few lines from these two charming characters. I love it. Okay, finally, one more thing before I move on to speculation. I want to talk about my thoughts on the two new characters we meet, who I've found immensely likable. First off, I found Biff very likable, very silly and comedic in nature, very expressive, with him over time getting stressed that he can't play the beatbox, showing that he's very passionate about the game. Personally, I think he'd likely die before joining the 88, but that's just me. Second, I'd like to talk about Goldie, who is my favorite of the two. I currently use the word androgynous to describe them, mostly because I'm unsure if they are a hyper-feminine man or a trans woman. This is mostly because neither of these outcomes are explicitly implied what gender Goldie is, but they are seen wearing a woman's sports uniform, even having the Venus symbol on their back. Which sport it is, I'm not so sure. So when writing this video, I decided not to guess the gender and wait on some level of confirmation. Though currently I'm leaning towards Goldie being a trans woman. That's all I got on that so far. If any dev comments on this, I'd like a hard answer on this. Okay, finally, the speculation section. Mostly relating to location and possible future interactions between the two characters. For location, it is obviously in downtown, but where exactly is a guessing game. I believe that this may be a part of the first main area you see in downtown with Arnold's Chop Shop. Honestly, it could be remade into some sort of plaza-like area with stores and buildings around the place, but that would depend on what we see outside of the sports shop. But what I know for sure is that this is definitely early into downtown. Now, for future interactions with Biff and Goldie, long term there's 4 outcomes for each. Die, join the 88, leave downtown, or we never see their fate. It could be any one of these possibilities, though for Biff, I hope he sticks with his wit. Though for Goldie, I just hope they live, cause they're cute. Now, that's more or less all I can say about this game tutorial, or at least what I can think of so far for this video. So, let's conclude this video. We are now at the end. This is where I'll gush and ramble on more freely while whoever is still watching can finish. You guys have seen the important parts of this video. First off, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I put a lot of time and effort into making this analysis, and I had fun doing it. If you got your own thoughts, you can comment them below. Besides you all, I want to thank several of my friends who motivated me to make this video, and helping me collect some sources I used during this video. Big thanks. Also, gotta thank all the people on the Pointless Dev server who made these teasers that we can now finally see. I gotta give my appreciation to all of you from the heart. I wouldn't have made this video if I wasn't a big fan of all your work on Pointless. And lastly, and semi-comedically, I gotta thank Pecan Dan, whose random and possibly sarcastic comment was one of the reasons I so quickly decided to start making this video. So thank you for that. This video goes out to you. Anyways, for all of you that are watching this video, remember to like, share, subscribbles. Good day to all of you watching this video. And lastly, goodbye.